Susanna J. Dodgson in Nuremberg, September 12th, 1988. Look, that's Santa Claus. I'm in the Colosseum of Germany. That was to be built for the Nazis, and it was going to be twice as big as the Colosseum in Rome, because this was the Third Reich, not the First Empire or the Second Empire, but the Third Empire that, like the Roman Empire, was going to last for 1,000 years. Well, he was wrong. His empire lasted 12 years and probably did as much damage in those 12 years as the Romans did in their 1,000 years. Now, I'm sure that's a great exaggeration. The Romans killed everyone, including their own people. If something was wrong in a regiment, 1/10 of the soldiers was killed because they couldn't be bothered figuring out who did it. Everyone was responsible. Now, it seems to me if you're going to kill your own 1/10 of your own soldiers every time something happens you don't like, you probably weren't going to be very nice to anyone else either. And as we know from our Christmas stories and our Easter stories, the Romans killed Jesus, strung him on a tree. This was where the rallies were supposed to be held. This is number 3 in this series of videos. The first one I took, and I was walking towards the Colosseum. I thought the Colosseum was where the original Twitler, aka Chancellor of Germany, I thought this was where he made his speeches in the rallies, but not at all. This was never finished. It was supposed to hold 50,000 people. But apparently, as the original Twitler got more and more powerful, he said, to hell with the Nazis, I need me. And he abandoned this and used all the money he had looted and appropriated from rich people. And rich people had given him, and he appropriated from poor people. He used that instead to build airplanes and tanks and bullets, one of which caught the heart of my father's dear cousin, Robert Dalzell Thomas, whose father was a teacher at Sherborne School, and who, apparently, was the only teacher John le Carré just thought was absolutely dreadful. I thought that was interesting. Robert Dalzell Dillon Thomas, his father, Meredith Thomas, also taught Alan Turing, who found a way of breaking the Nazi code and ultimately helped, with so many others, bring down the Nazis so that the original Twitler was not in charge for the last 1,000 years. All he could do in the end was just to put a bullet through his head. We're all linked in every possible way. And I see that these marble stones here, they were apparently discovered in Hesse, where my children's father was born, and their German grandparents lived out happy lives apart from the 12 years of the Nazi terror. And this marble was mined from Hesse. These were going to be a pillar. See my hand? Huge. These were going to be enormous pillars. I don't know what you do with marble pillars. I guess glue them together somehow. but they weren't discovered until 2014. So, about 80 years after they were being planned to be used. It's amazing how you lose things. I mean, they're always finding bombs all over Germany and England. And this is what it was supposed to look like. And you see there's water, there's a lake there. I've just walked around. You see people parading on the top of the Colosseum that had already been built. Good German citizens, so happy with Santa Claus, so happy to believe his lies. Now, what's interesting here is we're here, and I just walked down here, Grossstrasse, and the floor was so small. This we missed by one day, the Volksfest that's been going on since 1826. But what I'm going to do now is I came to the Grossstrasse, and it was just so huge, so enormous. I wondered if it was a helicopter pad, and I wondered if they were building some extra street into the center of the city, because it's just, I've never seen a street like that. And it was a purple, so you could come in here. And this here is the only thing left. This was all about the Nuremberg rallies. And you can see the Nuremberg rallies if you watch a movie, any of the movies by Leni Riefenstahl. And she was his photographer. And they are extraordinary movies. And those movies, they were the fake news of the time, except it wasn't fake. They were the propaganda of the time, getting other Germans to come out and support good Germans as they marginalized and murdered different groups in Germany. So here we are in this peaceful place. Now the Germans are nothing if not pragmatic. Behind this outside wall, the German Symphony Orchestra has its home. And you can see there's a whole lot of stuff like Santa Claus. So this is also rented by people as storage places. So they acknowledge it's here. It's a building. It's been used for something else. And nature is taking over, because nature wins in the end if we let it. And certainly is winning the war on water. Probably win the war over us too. Can we survive nature? Susanna J. Dodgson, September 12th, 2017, in Nuremberg, Germany, just walking out of the Colosseum that was being built by the original Twitler as a magnificent rallying place for the Nazi Party. Slowly go back down. And that's it. How can you not be moved? God bless.